We now recall cause number 22-40127, the state of Texas versus Cody Lee Arnold. The defendant is present with his attorney, and the state's attorneys are present. The court has received a message from the jury that the jury has reached a verdict in this case. I'm going to ask the bailiffs to bring in the jury and the alternate jurors. Thank you, Tom. And we will receive the verdict. The record shall show the jury is in the courtroom. Mr. Carter, I understand you are the jury foreperson. We have received a message on behalf of the jury that the jury has reached a verdict in this case. Is that true, sir?
We have, Your Honor.
Is this verdict a unanimous one? That is one that is agreed upon by all members of the jury.
It is, Your Honor. Do
any of the jurors disagree with your foreman's representations? No disagreement indicated. It does appear to be actually a unanimous verdict. I'm going to ask you to pass the documents to the bailiff. You may be seated. I will review for proper form and publish the verdict.
Stand up.
Cause number 22-40127, the state of Texas versus Cody Lee Arnold. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of the offense of murder as charged in the indictment, signed by the jury foreperson. This verdict is received. It is made a part of the record for all purposes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have now received your verdict finding the defendant guilty of murder as charged in this indictment. And that closes out portion one, part one of this bifurcated trial system. I'm going to ask you to continue to follow all the instructions the court has given to you as we proceed to this second or punishment phase of the trial. Let me see the lawyers real quickly, please. And we now recall cause number 22-40127, the state of Texas versus Cody Lee Arnold. The defendant is present with his attorney and the state's attorneys. Court has received a message from the jury that the jury has reached a verdict in this punishment phase portion of this trial. I ask the bailiff to bring the jury forth and we will publish the verdict. Thank you. And we will note for the record that all parties are present. Now the jury is in the courtroom. Mr. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
On behalf of the jury, as the foreperson of the jury, we have received a message stating that the jury has reached a verdict in this second or punishment phase of this trial. Is that so, sir?
We have, Your Honor.
Is this verdict a unanimous one? That is one that is agreed upon by all members of the jury.
It is, Your Honor.
Any of the jurors disagree with your foreman's representation? No disagreement. And it does indeed appear to be unanimous. As before, if you would pass the documents to the bailiff, you may be seated. I will review for proper form and publish the verdict. In cause number 22-40127, the state of Texas versus Cody Lee Arnold. We, the jury, assess the defendant's punishment at confinement in prison for a term of 34 years. Signed by the jury foreperson on behalf of the jury. This verdict and decision is received. It is made a part of the record for all purposes, and you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I have now received your verdict finding the defendant not only guilty of this offense, but assessing his sentence at 34 years imprisonment. And at this time, your duty as jurors is completed. At the beginning of the trial, I placed you under a number of instructions, and at this time, I am releasing you from those instructions previously given to you. Once you are discharged, you are also released from your oath of secrecy. You are free to discuss this case and your deliberations with anyone, and you are also free to refuse to discuss the case, and you have every right to maintain your silence unless otherwise ordered to do so by the court. Now, once you discharge, there are some formalities that are needed, and that takes a few minutes. And then I will release the parties, and they always like to get input and feedback from jurors if you're willing to wait and speak with them. And they can also answer any questions that you may have. And you're also, of course, free to leave and go about your business. It's never supposed to be an easy job, making a judgment decision of a fellow human being. We always think, well, that's our Creator's business. But in a self-governing republic like we, the people, have formed, and this is the leading, most advanced country of wise thinking and resolving of problems on the planet. And it's so important that people come forward, good people come forward and take care of their oath seriously and do the heavy lifting on doing the job. You were jury number 605 or 606 since I've been here. And the honor of dealing with these important subject matters, people who aren't jurors or personnel in the court don't get to understand, but it is so important. There are vital importance for the reason laws were enacted, and that laws should be enforced fair. And I want to thank you for your time and attention in doing your job. And again, the lawyers always like to get some feedback. They're going to be releasing them a little bit. If you want to wait and ask them any questions, they're always happy to answer anything. I hope to have the honor to work with you in the future. And until then, may God continue to bless Jefferson County and her citizens. And maybe we'll see you one day in the future in better times, okay? But thank you again for your time and service. All right, you are excused.